Hey friends, today we are going to see how to configure storage space direct in Windows Server 2016. So, what is storage direct? So that's the first question comes. So storage space direct is another deployment option for high availability of storage systems, and it's using the storage spaces such as scale out file servers. With scale-out file servers, configurations using storage space and JBODs or just a bunch of devices, you need to use enclosures for the disk and also ensure that each enclosure can communicate with each node. Furthermore, you are limited to using SCSI devices. So what it says is that in past when you want to use you have a bunch of devices and you want to use it, then you have to have a enclosure and make sure that the enclosure is able to communicate with the nodes and and you can only use SCSI hard disk, SCSI disk basically in enclosures. You can't use other types of disk. So this was a bit of challenge, and to overcome this, what Microsoft did was is called something called Storage Direct. So it bypasses this SAS layer. With Storage Space Direct, the SAS layer is eliminated, and you can use SATA and non-volatile memory express disk in addition to SATA devices. So that's what a lot of devices today. Let's say you have a desktop, three or four desktops which are SATA disconnect to it. You can configure your storage space directly and use those disks, in a pool. These disks can be internal to the hardware node or can be in external enclosure. So it can be either in the server or outside, no matter what, as long as they are configured, they will be used. So what are the components of storage space direct? The storage system. So it requires a minimum of 4 nodes. In this lab we will have SRV01 to SRV04, uh, each with a connected disk, mostly internal and external. Uh, the next component is software storage bus, ensures that the local storage on each node is visible to the layer above. So this is the software which makes sure your local node is available for your local storage is available for disk sharing. Storage pool, the next component. It spans the local storage across all nodes and you can configure a pool in the lab. So let's say you have like a 20 GB disk on 4 nodes. You can just create a pool of 80 GB and then use it to create VMs and so forth. So that's what this component means. Storage spaces. These are virtual disk which we will configure in the lab. And there's a new kind of file system called Resilient File System (REFS). So this is a premier file system for virtualized deployments, providing optimized error detection on automation and automatic correction. So this file system is specifically for virtualized deployments, and it provides the best optimized error detection and automatic correction, which is very important when you are in a virtualized environment. So, so the new file system that is being used, you have to be keep in mind it's REFS, Resilient File System. Earlier we were using NTFS, so this is a huge boost. The next component is cluster shared volumes. Combine the mounted volumes into single namespace. Different volumes can be combined into single namespace where so you can use that single like a shared name, you can say, where you can use it in a different places. And the scan out and the scale out file server. It provides access to the storage system using the server SMB2 protocol. So through this scale out file servers where this kind of storage system is made available to the other servers. So let's see how to configure this storage direct. So here we will be using the virtual machine manager. I have a set of nodes. So first I will go to the fabric workspace, and then scroll up, the create, click on create and select a file server cluster. So basically we'll create a file server cluster using, give it a name. So I'm going to give it the name as check one, and I'll just give it a static, and this is the name. This is how you create a scale out file server also. So we have to give the scale out file server name. So it's I will give it as a FC1. This one, just to keep the naming convention, FC means file cluster. So this is the scale out server name. And you have to give the IP address. That's 192.168.10. This will be the IP address used by this scale out server. And you have to make sure that in the storage configuration you select storage attached directly to each cluster nodes. Okay, scroll down. Next, whether it's existing server, type of resources that you want to add, click browse. You will add VM admin to it. Rest of all you can leave. You can see that the out of band port is 623. So here you will add the list of servers that you want to add it to the scale out file servers. So we will use the SRV01 to 04 in this demo. Three and SRV04. Click next. So we have given it's going to be a scale out server cluster, file server cluster. This will be the cluster name, Star Trek FC. File server, scale out file server name, Star Trek FC01, the IP address, and its a resource type and existing server. And these are the four servers that will be part of this. Click finish. The job will run to create this file servers, and it will be live. So this is how you create a storage direct for the file server. Um, I hope this has been useful for you, and thank you for watching.